All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we're on the computer. Welcome to Steady Crafting Deltas or Additions. In my last episode, in which we made a little figure, I received comments about the music, saying, Craftman, did you do that music, or was there somebody else? Was there Craftworks, or what's the music credit, Craftman? And so I figured I would do a video showing exactly how I made that music. So I'm going to come to my audio software Reaper. That's my DAW, audio workstation. And oh my goodness, Craftman, that looks catastrophic right there. All right, so it is a mess, but I'm going to explain everything. So this is Reaper, and to put it simply, music plays along this way, and then these are your instruments. So it plays linearly across your and this selected area, this is a highlighted region, and if we play it, that's from the main montage, and eventually it kicks in and goes. When I received the comments, most people probably talking about this particular song right here, but it all is kind of using the same thing from the very beginning, because let's go all the way back. There we go. Starting right up here, this is the very first thing we hear in the video. All right, my voiceover. I say, have you ever had that dream where you wake up and get to look at your favorite action figures, blah blah blah? Utility belts, the backpacks, the potentially unnecessary control panel. In other words, all this music, I designed it to where there would be emotional, dramatic little points with certain words. That's the only specific, really synchronized part I did. Other than that, I just said, all right, maybe I might use a loop. Just to throw in there if I don't know how long a sequence is going to take. But instead of jumping back and forth, let me just start. This is a sample. Specifically, it's called a pad. What does a pad sound like, Craftman? A pad is just a single note or a chord, maybe that's held down for an extended period of time. I like pads because it sets the tone without being too distinctive and calling attention to itself. And it shouldn't. In my experience, it's the easiest way to get by with copyright claims. Craftman, what? Previously we talked about samples and how YouTube is just claim crazy. I mean, you can buy samples your whole life, do it by the books, and go and use it legally, and if somebody's going to, okay, it's getting a little bit ridiculous though when someone claims the crows in your video. But I disputed that claim and they dropped it because although I do not own those crows, they just in the background. All right, but look, here's the thing. If you buy a sample, use a sample, try to change it, or try to use a sample that's not very distinctive. It's just a it ain't really like a specific boom melody or a repetitious pattern that can be recognized. So I just found me a sound that's in E minor. Why E minor? I play a ukulele, and my wife, when I play the E minor chord, she says, baby, that's a pretty chord right there. So that's why I started it out E minor. And then, so this plays into this next sample, but we got something kind of fun happening on this next line, just called metal clanks. Listen, whenever I hit S, that means solo. And that's solo, you can't hear it, the rest of the instruments, but only this one. That's all it is. It's just some metal clanks from this little triangle right here. This is called a virtual instrument. All right. It sounds like a real metal triangle because it 100% is, or it was recorded from a real metal triangle. Likewise, we have all kinds of other instruments. Look at this. I would never in my life use all these instruments. I can just about guarantee you. And if we backtrack, we got other categories. And if we keep on tracking, we got even more. And all of this is part of the UVI Chords suite. And it's got an 8-bit synth acoustic section with all kind of little instruments. And it's also got electric, which, you know, you might be able to recognize some of these, like this one. Ta-da. And that's another thing about MIDI, because now all them metal clanks that you just heard has been changed now. Watch this. Now, I'm not saying it sounded good, but I'm just telling you that you can change, and I just hit Control Z to undo it back to the triangle. Now, if we come down to here, we have this ES Lowe's drum. This is another sample. All right, so what I mean is, like if I just take this and I bring it over here and I just expand it out, this was originally a sample that looks something like that. And I'm not going to play it because YouTube might copyright claim it. But however, they shouldn't, because look at this rate, 0.698. That means that I have actually, it was originally closer to that look right there, 1.0. And I just changed the speed of it to match with the tempo that I'm playing. So I took and chopped that up over here and have it sounded like. See that? That's just a. And this is just a little wow sound, a little sample. And by the way, if you are like Craftman and have about 30 years worth of sounds on your computer drives and can't hardly find them, try to get you something like this Cosmos right here. I really like it. It's free. It's from Waves Auto. I'll have a link in the description. I use it to find things that's in the same key, a similar tempo, a certain type of a sample, whether it's a loop or a one shot. Very, very useful little program right there. And then we come over to right here. You can see we got a low drum, and I've got it. A couple of things going on. I got the rate jacked up to 1.395, and also I have done some animating, or rather keyframing of the EQ. Let me show you that right there. Let's go ahead and just clear the envelope for now. And let me just play this for you. Okay, so if I started like it was, almost like it was, let's play it. So it would be neat if we could just maybe, let's say, have it start out like muffled. Let's see how that sounds and go. This is representative of that, so I can have it start out muffled and go into the clear, the full version. Okay, and so let me explain that one. All right, solo. That's called the automaton. And what I thought would be interesting is to have that come in, because to me, it kind of dulls any kind of sharp edges. In other words, If that's a little bit too serious of a tone, you know, cause my videos ain't meant to be that sophisticated or serious or polished, so I feel like we got to come in here and let everybody know, okay, come on now, we not too serious. And in case you just really don't understand how not serious we are up in here, I hold this note down. See that? Now let's take a look at something here, Craftman. What is exactly all of this right here? These are just MIDI, M-I-D-I, musical instrument digital interface notes. You can literally take this right here, watch this. Let's say that's a little bit too high. I'll look right here and see what's that. That's a D. I'll come down here. I don't know. We'll leave it like it was, huh? I think so. All right, so what we look at, that says Major Prague 11 VV. What in the world is all that unison, Craftman? All right, here comes probably what's going to be a trigger for actual musicians. Craftman has been trying to learn music very slowly. Even got my little music notepad file I've been adding to it a little bit at a time, just teaching me some, you know, basic things. But what I have done is I've learned about chord picks, specifically MIDI chord picks. And this one is by Unison. And you know, these things catch some flack, but let me show you how I use them. I'm going to come here to E minor, and I'm going to say, let's see, triad. That's a triad. What's that? 3 notes put together is a triad, correct? But let's come down here to progressions. And I don't know, maybe advanced progressions, minor progressions. All right, see this right there? All these Roman numerals are representative of the chords within the scale, the key, and the order that you play them. So every scale has a first, a second, a third, a fourth, a fifth, sixth, seventh. And so across all music, there's formulas. For example, it might be emotionally powerful to go from the first to the third, or more so from the first to the fifth, and likewise. But these don't actually make any kind of sound. It's just a collection of notes and chords. And so the way I use these is just like a tool to help me, because I can't play that chord right there. I mean, I can't just play it fluidly and naturally. So I literally am just taking, it's almost like I'm hiring somebody to hold the keys down for me and let me just move the fingers where I want them. That's basically what, excuse me. And so we've been building telling our story using this E minor and using notes and chords and things that fall into that E minor family. And so that everything is homogeneous. And now we come to the main montage of the video, where we have the same instruments, the same, we hinted that original question, but this is where we answer that question, that musical question, and we answer it with a lot of extra instruments. That's the answer. All right, that sound right there is probably responsible for most of the nostalgia, I guess, that people might be getting. So the fair voice right there, this is the Darklight 2X. It is a Fairlight simulator. The Fairlight was a computer from the 80s that was quite expensive, but it's used by a lot of people. Peter Gabriel, probably one noteworthy, but so many people. Depeche Mode have used the Fairlight. In this particular voice right here, that's the one. That's just it stands out. You hear it, you know you've heard it before. And so I like to add that right in here. So you can even say things like, da, da, da. I don't know music. I just try to use my ears, so we can make it do something like da, 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 da. I know we want to come back to this one, so to something like this. All right, now we get what's that kicking in. All right, let's come up here. I heard some bass kick in right there. Did y'all see that? And that instrument is also the Dark Light 2, but it's called Vox No Fair. And there's all kinds of presets on here. And within the presets, you also can go in and just really fine tune any of the detect delays, sustain, any kind of built-in reverberation. It's got effects built into. Look at all that mess. Crazy stuff. All right. So originally this came in somewhere like select that right there. And I felt like that was too high, and it was competing. I think of music like a big pipe, and you have frequencies that take up all the different parts of the pipe. And you want some high frequencies, some low. You don't want just the bottom of the pipe filled up with low frequency or the top with high frequency. That's an unusual way to describe it, Chris, man. So I dropped the notes an octave lower, and it sounded like this. And by the way, over all of everything playing, I've applied a global plugin, RC20 Retro Color. I just want to emphasize, please don't be discouraged by seeing plugins and things and seeing dollar signs. Every single plugin I've ever bought has been on sale. All right. If it's $200 plugin today, wait till it's $25 tomorrow. That's my advice. But I like this plugin because I can get some noise going. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of turn that one off. And by the way, see this right here, Restream? That's how I'm able to easily record myself now from Reaper over into OBS. I play my music. It's sending it over the Ethernet over here to Reaper. And so as we make our way along in the song, I said, look, let's don't get too serious. Remember earlier now we said that we wanted to not be too serious. That's why we got Mr. Automaton. All right, now we about to break it down. And so I have a little sample called Warm Drums, ECC, Eccentric Cymbal Ride. This is just a little beat that I put together in Reaper previously, and I've used it in a lot of videos. Let me play this beat for you, see if you recognize it. Let me solo this. And so that beat was put together using the toy pack. I used the Italian synthesizer, a little toy Italian electronic synthesizer, and I just placed my boom cat, and then I had my little cymbal going. Oh, look at that right there. All right, so then I wanted to lift it. The beat comes in, that's the next step, and then we're gonna do another step. We're gonna go, I want to hit them. I want it to be like not like that. That sounds like something like that right there. All right, we don't want the Rancor monster. We just want a little bit of a hit you in the chest kind of feeling. probably should have put it lower now that I listen to it. That sounds kind of good, but listen to this.
That is right.
Alright, so this one got a lot of comments. Actually, probably 2 or 3 comments, but
Believe.
so that is in fact a speaking spell. So
Color.
it's got all kinds of.
Discover. Dungeon. Early. Error.
So I really just started. I painted me a note anywhere,
Comfort.
and I just said, okay, let's find a word.
Color. Cleanser. Circuit. Chalk. Child. Chalk. Carry. Caravan. Butcher. Business. Bush. Bureau. Bulletin. Bullet. Built. Rock. Boulder. Blood. Believe. Beige. Believe.
I was like, believe. That's strong right there. That's a good message. All right, so I said, all right, believe.
Believe.
I said, what can we put next? Believe. Then what can we put next?
Already. Almost. I'll. Against.
Believe against.
Again.
Believe again.
Achieve.
Ooh, achieve. I said, all right, there we go. Now we got.
Believe. Achieve.
Yeah. And then what I did was, if you notice, I like to do where this one, listen to this,
Believe.
and then listen to this one, go to the left here.
Achieve.
This one is in the left side, and this one is in the right side, that track. And so I like it to bounce left ear, right ear, right ear, left ear. And so then I just repeated that.
Achieve. Courage.
So I said, all right, we got believe, achieve. I said, what could we do next?
Danger. Cousin.
We could go with cousin,
Courage.
but I think courage makes more sense.
Courage. That is right.
All right, then of course we had to have him say that is right, you know, but we also could have gone with,
That is right. You are correct.
just as long as we don't ever go with,
Here is your score. That is incorrect.
or,
That is incorrect.
or,
Wrong.
you know. And so then I said, all right, so that carries us through that far. Now we need another little something to really take it home, Craft Man. What are we going to do? Let's see what it sounds like.
You are correct. Almost. Almost. Almost.
All right, so I really wanted to hit it. There, oh, that just, it feels electric. It feels like you can feel the electricity in your stomach to me. And this is called the C64 stack preset. That's part of the 8-bit synth. And so I like it because it like I said, it's got a buzz, like a little electric crispiness to it. And Craftman is a Commodore 64 fan. That's some of the best chiptune music that there is. The Last Ninja soundtrack is the best video game music of all time, probably. But yeah. So that brings us a little energy to it.
Almost. 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 Treasure. Every extra egg.
I spent a lot of time right here trying to say what's going to come after.
Every extra.
What is it?
Guard. Greater. Glove. Everyone. every error enough egg.
To be honest, I did not know everyone was even there. I probably should have extra everyone, but
Egg.
that's what fits right now. Topical eggs, yes.
Treasure. Every extra egg.
And I wanted to end it with a little, kind of like a little game of speak and spell, like a reset, kind of a fun little reminder. Hey, this a Craftsman video, all right? We're not too serious. But yeah, that's how I made the music for that episode. Nothing too crazy. Craftsman's not a musician. You can do this. You can do this way better than what I did. Come on now. You can get this program for free. You can pay for it like I did, and it ain't but like, what was it, baby? $35, $40 something. Or you can come here and get Audacity if you want to. That's totally free. And I'm downloading it apparently. All right. I did not know I needed it. Okay. I would like to say thank you so much for bearing with me as I learned DaVinci Resolve. The last episode was my first one ever made with DaVinci Resolve, and it's been a learning process, I can guarantee you that. But I hope y'all enjoyed this one. Let me know. It was more technical. Special thank you to Craftson for that pixel art intro that he did for me. Thank you, buddy. I love it. Until next time, I love y'all. And keep on steady crafting.
Believe. Achieve. Courage. That is right. Almost. 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 Treasure. Every extra